Hello and welcome to coverage of Grand Prix Nashville. I'm Marshall Sutcliffe in the booth with Brian David Marshall, and we are in the final round of Swiss here on day one from the Grand Prix. On the left-hand side of your screen, Reid Duke, William Huey Jensen, Owen Turtenwald. They are known as the Peach Garden Oath. Most people, in fact, everybody I asked had them as the best team in the entire field, and they are up against it here. Can they get by? I see Eugene Hwang in the middle there. There's Andrew Brown down below and JC Tao up front. And why don't we start with Owen Turtenwald on the top table here versus JC Tao. He's going to trade off his Horde Ambusher for the Highland game.
For Elmer.
For Elmer. There's two Elmers in this set.
Yeah. Do you have a favorite?
Yeah, that one.
The one that does something?
Yes. In the meantime, though, Owen Turtenwald, nice start here. He does trade off a turn 2 Horde Ambusher, but he gets that critical token, that warrior token off of the Horde Chief. So a nice start for Owen. And what's the retaliation here? Well, JC's got a face-down morph creature. Pretty predictable. We see that most games of this format are going to have a morph on one level or another. And still a nice attack, and that's why 2/3s are absolutely fantastic in this format. It almost doesn't matter. Like, you can play a Mardu Horde Chief and not even worry about anything else. A little disappointing here from Owen. He has a Mardu War Shrieker with Reid.
Right.
I mean, that's a Black Lotus.
Yeah, you
just
love.
Dissipates into the air.
There's nothing like going like 2-drop, morph, attack, and then like War Shrieker into Horde Chief.
Oh, that's insane. I was just thinking War Shrieker into morph. I would have been happy, but.
Eugene Hwang, by the way, Grand Prix champion.
Oh yeah.
Right, from Grand Prix Orlando.
Okay. I didn't know that. There's been a lot of Grand Prix.
Yeah.
But he had a really great week at a GPLA just 2 weeks ago.
Oh yeah.
Yeah, great run for him. I think he finished in the top 16. He had a real chance at top 8. Didn't quite get there. In the meantime, Sidisi's pet is going to get turned up by Hwang, and unfortunately, it's going to get ran over by the War Shrieker plus Feat of Resistance, and the other 2 damage hits as well. So
doesn't even get a lifelink trigger off of it.
Oh, protection from black.
Yeah.
Brutal. Rakshasa's secret to ditch the last card, which was a suspension field and a ponyback brigade. Wow, that was huge. Look at this.
Follows up with Sultai Scavenger.
Yeah, I mean, Owen was going to be able to suspension field the Scavenger if that's all Eugene had, and play the morph. Wow, that was a big Rakshasa's secret.
But he's got a 4/4. Oh, and it doesn't matter. He just brings it low.
Just casually peels, bring low.
7 you.
Wow, take 7 for JC. JC Tao has now got 2, 4, 6 lands and a second Sultai Scavenger. So JC is looking to stabilize here. And
are you still having that sale on Sultai Scavengers? No.
No,
they're full price.
Full price for the Scavengers today. Now Owen has drawn his card for the turn. We couldn't get a look at what it was. He's looking at it again. It's clearly not another bring low, or he would have snapped that thing off and just battled. JC is down to 11 here.
Yeah, get in for 4.
So it looks like nothing. He just has to pass the turn back. JC draws his card for the turn in a bid to get stable here. He has made one good step in that direction. He's on 7 mana, and he's just going to hard cast a Woolly Loxodon. So,
do you still have that layaway program on Loxodons?
Stabilization has occurred, and wow, so close. Owen just drew an Aerostorm. He could attack with everything and get JC down to 1.
Oh.
So now what he's going to do is hope that JC gets a little greedy, maybe. He says, hey, I could probably chip in there with the Scavenger, maybe with the with another creature or something, and opens the door for Owen. Also, Owen can chain together burn spells somehow, or maybe find a flyer of some sort to get in the last couple of damage that he needs, but that is going to put a crimp in the plans for sure. He does get, maybe calling it greedy isn't the right word, but he gets a little ambitious with the attack, and Owen's got Mountain, Aerostorm in his hand, but that Karu Bloodsucker represents a 4-point life swing, putting JC back up to 9 and bringing that Aerostorm down a lot in value. So Owen doesn't really have a great play here. I mean, he could consider 2-for-1-ing himself to take down the Woolly Loxodon by attacking with the Horde Chief, but God, that just feels like it's slipping away from him if he makes that play. But JC can now just keep up mana to activate his Karu Bloodsucker if he wants. So Owen has no play there.
It comes at a cost.
It does, but this is actually going to get out of hand fairly quickly. You know what JC just drew?
You drew an Archer's Parapet?
No, a little better than that. I think he just drew a Siege Rhino.
Oh my. He did!
Bang! Siege Rhino. And wow, that Arrow Storm went down in value. He had him so close, he could have had him at 1. You notice JC has also left up that 3 mana.
Yes.
Game. I think one thing he's protecting against there too is like active treason.
Yeah. Can sack his creatures.
Yeah, turning active treason into, okay, fine, you kill my guy, but I gain 2 life and you lose 2 life, versus having to now block it is huge. All right, a second copy of Suspension Field for Turtenwald in hand, but is it too late? It's starting to feel like it. Can he craft a win out of this board state? He got off to such a good start, but JC has now crept all the way back up to 10 life.
And Eugene Hwang has gone up a game.
Hwang's already up a game?
Yeah.
Oh, wow, that was quick. Suspension Field probably going to hit the Loxodon here.
It's going to try to hit the Loxodon.
It just gets awkward because the Bloodsucker can sack it. He can gain 2 life. He can make Owen lose 2 life. The Bloodsucker ends up being a 3-4 or a 3-3 after that.
Yeah.
All right, so this just reeks of a raid trigger.
Yep.
Right, like Hwang JC Tao interestingly could also just take it. But he doesn't. I like the block.
All right, here's my Suspension Field. Okay.
So he does have to target something after that resolves.
I like how Owen has held back his other land here.
Yes.
To sort of disguise the Arrow Storm that is soon to come.
And it looks like it's going to take down the Siege Rhino.
Oh, wow, look at this.
This is actually a huge swing. Now remember, Owen's already attacked this turn.
Yeah.
But if he kills the Siege Rhino here...
He can try to kill the Siege Rhino
here. Yeah, it's going to
get
blood sucked.
JC saw that coming.
Oh, wow, he did. He did not sack. Oh, he also might... it's unlikely, but he might have something like an Utter End in his deck where he's like, you know what? I'd rather have that under there anyway. It is unlikely, though. I mean, that's a rare, and there's not much that deals with permanents like that. So that was interesting that he didn't sack it. That would certainly be the standard play. But he got value anyway. And he's up to 12, and Turtenwald's actually down to 10. So as quickly as Owen got out of the gates, and I think that Rakshasa's Secret was just nasty, right? I mean, that was brutal.
Okay, gets in for 4 and plays a morph.
All right, depending on what this morph is, this could be huge for Owen. JC now, with 2 3/3s, one of them with flying, is chipping away in the air. He's going to bring Owen down to 5, and he really, or down to 4, excuse me. War Shrieker's going to battle.
Wow.
JC takes it, and Owen doesn't have a way to punish him. But JC actually can't kill him right now.
Yeah, he drops him to 1.
And what is this
Alpine
morph,
Grizzly.
Owen, what's the morph, buddy?
One card left in hand.
He does not unmorph. He finds a Leaping Master, which actually will not... It will buy him a turn, because the Bloodsucker needs something with 4 toughness or higher, and currently JC does not have it. So Owen is hanging on by an absolute thread here. He's got a face-down morph, a 2/3 Horde Chief, and a 4/4 War Shrieker with his opponent at 8. He'd love to get that Bloodsucker off the board one way or another, whether through a block or something. But I don't think that's going to happen.
Yeah, any
here.
4 toughness creature here is
And you're just dead.
Is just lethal.
He's just insta-dead. Okay, Okay, there's a Leaping Master, which he can use to chump block the Sultai Scavenger for a turn.
He just passes.
And give him maybe a draw step here. What did JC
Did he just draw a Disowned Ancestor?
It might have been. If it was in that scheme, he's thumbing through his graveyard. What is he doing that for?
Yep, tax.
Right,
Taps
get
a
him in the
mana,
air,
block.
block you.
It is a Disowned Ancestor.
And now that he's got the mana down, he's going to sack it. It was a Watcher of the Roost. Does that actually save him? He couldn't flip it up.
Yeah.
You know, no white card in hand. Okay.
Sounds like we got an update from some of the bubble matches out on the floor from Randy. Randy, what have you been seeing?
Hey, it's been a scary round so far for ranked players and teams full of ranked players. Neil Reeves got his game won, but both Chris Fennell and Ben Stark lost theirs. So they're trailing in 2 out of 3 matches. Meanwhile, Paul Cheon lost his first game as well, while Efro and LSV still fight on.
What's the situation with Ben Stark, Chris Fennell?
They're X2.
Reeves? They're X2.
Everybody's on the bubble. Yeah, one other update though, the way the rules work for advancement to day 2, it's X2 advances, but minimum 40 teams. So there is actually a chance that some teams could sneak in on 6-2 and 1, like some very small number of 6-2 and 1s. It doesn't actually affect any of the teams we've been tracking, but we're going to be right around the minimum tomorrow with 40 teams.
Okay.
Wow, look
Thanks,
at
Randy.
this. 3 wins for Eugene Hwang's team.
Wow.
Up against Peach Garden Oath, the best collection of players in the game right now.
Yes, they are. There's no other way to put it.
Eugene Hwang has, he's got 4 tokens, 3 other permanents, 3 other creatures, and he's just trying to, and William Huey Jensen's trying to stay alive behind a Tuskguard Captain and an Ice Feather Raven.
This does not look good for William Huey Jensen. Eugene Hwang says, I came to game. You know,
You see an
he had
Arrow Storm in his yard that took down a Hooting Mandrills.
Okay. Speaking of Hooting Mandrills, here's another one. Huey's at 8.
He's at 8.
Eugene coming off a great performance at GPLA.
He just sends everybody in.
Man, I smell
shows
a
him the
trumpet.
trumpet blast.
Do-do-do.
He's like, you're tapped out.
That should be lethal. 1, 2,
Do
3,
3
4, 5,
creatures
6,
get past?
7.
Yes.
Yeah, so he's got
Yeah,
7
take
creatures
12.
against 4, so take it all. Wow. So Eugene Hwang picks up the win for his team, and now he just gets to look to his left and to his right and say, guys, all we need is 1 win.
Yeah. 1 game win to just for a huge upset.
For a huge upset. Wow. And a huge upset in general, not just for this team versus this team, but the fact that Peach Garden Oath wouldn't make day 2.
Yeah.
That would be a huge upset. I don't think anybody would count on that. Yeah, Eugene's been on a nice tear lately, for sure.
You get so nervous though on the other side of it. I mean, like
Oh, yeah.
Huey, Owen, and Reid have been here before.
Sure.
They've not made day 2. They've made day 2. They're like whatever.
Right.
But these guys,
Oh, no.
they can feel their hearts beating in their neck right now.
Have to beat Peach Garden Oath to day 2
Yes.
and do it? That would be insane.
I mean, maybe they don't. Maybe they're just sociopaths. I don't know.
It could be. They could just be well trained to look nervous, but. All right, Andrew Brown with
Seeker of the
one
Way.
of the best 2
Yeah.
drops in the set, Seeker of the Way.
I feel my heart pounding in my chest when I'm in the finals of an 8-4.
Yeah. Or maybe just a side draft even.
Yeah.
A lot of rares on the line here. All right, back to Andrew Brown.
No turn 3 plays.
Nothing.
Such a
Maybe
rarity
a kill
in this
shot
format.
in hand here. Nothing. Reid Duke says, sure. You know, his deck is very slow.
Yeah,
We've
we
seen
saw him do
nothing.
nothing until turn
Yeah.
5 in an earlier match.
Wow, he just played that more face down, but I almost saw it. I wonder if Reid saw it. Got to be careful with that. When I first started playing with Morphs, I did that all
Yeah,
the time.
you do also
Rashad's
with-
just like, well,
When you attack,
guess I block. Yeah, that was when I did it, is when I
Yeah.
attack, yeah.
All right.
Archer's Parapet, he's on the,
you feel
he's on the
comfortable.
board.
You feel
yeah.
comfortable now.
Sigh of relief. Game over, Reid Duke wins. Now what Reid really doesn't want to see here is a Mystic of the Hidden Way.
Yeah.
That would be bad. Andrew Brown has not flipped up his morph. In fact, he's got a Mystic in his hand. And I suppose he's going to play it now. All right, there it is. That one is a Mystic of the Hidden Way.
Yep. No 4th land.
No.
Death Frenzy.
Wow! Reid Duke with the Death Frenzy to completely wipe the board of 2 Mystic of the Hidden Ways.
And a Seeker of the Way.
And a Seeker of the Way. Looks like they're
So
going
many
the wrong
ofs.
way.
So many ofs went to the yard that turn.
Oh my goodness. And remember, Reid
Gain
gets to
3
gain
life.
3 as well. He's back up to 20. Or 17, excuse me. Wow. What a huge blowout. Oh, he is back up to 20. How in the world do you overcome getting 3 for 1? Like, Reid Duke has to have just the most horrific draw from here on out to lose
You're under
this game.
no pressure.
Reid Duke will be mounting pressure in the form of card advantage. That was incredible. Foil Death Frenzy. Does premium damage.
Yep. And then helps pay the last mana for the Sultai Scavenger.
It's just all coming together for Reid Duke here. Yeah, coming together beautifully.
Right. Flips a Monastery Flock.
Yeah,
In turn, he's like, all right, I just want to use my mana efficiently here.
Well, he wants to block that thing.
Yeah, I need to block that thing. I'm not getting through your stupid Archer's Parapet. Stupid Parapet.
All right, and that was a Glacial Stalker. Ooh, now this could change things. Ghostfire Blade, that's a big game there. Like, you can get that thing flipped up.
I've still never had a Ghostfire Blade.
I pity you, sir.
I'm very sad about it.
I've had 2. One of them I drafted, the other one I villainous wealthed off my opponent.
I think I have done that.
Yeah, that was
I think I've done that too. All right. Get in with the Scavenger. Block.
Obzon Charm for +2/+2 counter, or +2/+1/+1 counters. It's a dragon now.
Yeah.
That thing is going to actually put a really quick clock on Andrew.
It's the Black Jugan.
Kinda. Ooh, I think that was a force away.
It is
off
a
the top.
force away.
All right, so that'll help slow things down on that.
And in fact, he can
Scavenger.
even get a little looting going on here. Because he can equip the Ghost Blade, Ghostfire Blade, bounce the...
He can. Totally.
He's also thinking about playing a Morph.
I think equip play the Morph's fine. He's also got a... he's got a Feat of Resistance he could be interested in leaving up at some point, though that doesn't seem to be now.
Plays it. Plays the Morph.
That Archer's Parapet is just doing overtime here.
Yep. Plays the Ghostfire Blade. Is now sitting behind a 4/4 Morph and a 2/2 Morph. And then that's going to unmorph, and that's going to be still get +2/+2 as a...
Yeah, as a 4/5.
Yeah.
All right, Opulent Pals for Reid. He's going to keep hitting his land drops, though. Little question, I mean, he hasn't done a ton here since. That Scavenger is eventually going to get bounced.
Okay.
No 5th land here for
attack
Andrew.
with both.
Reid's going to soak up 4 with the Archer's Parapet and only take 2 damage, finally dropping him back below 20 for the first time. And here's, Alabaster Kieran's just okay here.
Yeah. Have you come down on that card in general?
No.
Okay.
I'm right in the middle on it.
Okay.
Yeah, that's where I started. I like it. I think it's solid. But against the 5/5, I like it a little less. So JC's going to hit 9 life here. And what do you got, Reid? I mean, last turn was activate Archer's Parapet. That was the big payoff.
That'll
here.
do it.
He's got a Morph and 5 mana. All right, so Reid now representing a whole bunch of different things. Being spread across 4 colors.
Abomination.
Yeah.
Was that an Icy Blast?
For who? For Andrew?
It looks like it was.
Oh. You know, I was asking earlier, how does he recover from getting 3 for 1? Well, Icy Blast is one of those incredible tempo plays that could help him get right back in the game and swing the damage race in his favor as well. He even has a 4-power creature right now.
Yes, he does.
The problem is that, like, Reid could easily have, like, Throttle or any number of spells that can really thwart that plan. Like, if he goes for Icy Blast on Reid's upkeep or something like that, and Reid has Throttle, it is a savage beating. The Ferocious would not trigger, and getting just the tap out of the Icy Blast is not good enough.
He may very well be in a position where he just has to sort of jam that Icy Blast in there and see what happens.
Could be. I mean, he's not...
Oh, wait.
I think he passed the turn, and we're going to see an Abomination of Gadul.
But don't you take advantage there to
You could have. The problem is that then you don't. You're kind of
Yes.
burning the
you
untap,
lose.
right?
You lose you lose
Yeah.
a
I
step.
think he has to be greedy with
Okay.
how far behind he is now. Wait, and
Yep.
do it now. Yeah. I do think you do it probably in the upkeep though if you're going to do it
He's
this
like,
turn.
do you have a way to ruin my day here?
And he absolutely could. Like Reid could bounce, kill, manipulate, whatever that morph with the Ghostfire Blade, and then it's basically just Andrew burning a card out of his hand for almost
A
no gain.
naturalize here would destroy him.
Yes, it would. This is game 2, so Sultai Charm,
Yeah.
that can blow up the blade. There's a lot of ways. I mean, basically, if Reid can interact with an artifact or a creature here at instant speed, then he can thwart this. He also might just let it happen. Like, Andrew Brown is fairly unlikely to be able to just like kill Reid, in 2 swings.
Sure. We know he's holding a Warden of the Eye. He can grow back the Icy Blast.
If he hits that 5th land drop.
Yeah.
Also, he can start turning those morphs
Right.
face up.
I think.
Uh-oh, what is Reid up to?
Is this going to be Smite the
maybe?
Monstrous?
Yeah, you and I are on the same page there. It
Murderous
is a
cut.
murderous cut.
Ah,
What a blowout. That is a Ifrit Weapon Master. Those do still get tapped. They will not, however, stay that way. And that's really where the power of Icy Blast comes in. On a very temporary effect like this, Icy Blast is not what you want to be doing at all. It just isn't worth its weight as a card unless you can have ways to consistently keep their creatures tapped down. Or if you can pressure them hard enough, where just tapping them down and getting in as what we call it a falter effect is good enough.
Still no,
No 5th land.
no 5th land now.
I mean, he's got a nice hand. I think he just drew a Jeskai Student, and he's got a Force Away, and he's got a Feat of Resistance. So the equip cost on Ghostfire Blade is 1 for morphs or colorless creatures and 3 otherwise. So it's a huge difference.
So expensive.
Okay, I've been keeping my eye on the middle match score down there to see if JC Tao is able to get by Owen Turtenwald, because that could end the match immediately. Why don't we jump over and see what's going on that table here? This one's going to come to... Whoa. All right, so this looks like it's somewhat evened out. So why don't we go back to the one we were watching and keep an eye on that. We have a good storyline going there. And I'm really curious to see if Andrew can pull out
So he
a
attacks with his
victory
morph,
here.
attacks with his Alabaster Kieran, gets kill shotted.
No? I think he
gonna be-
might have something to say.
Yeah,
This is going to be
Feat
a
of
Feat of
Resistance.
Resistance. Not bad, and it is going to allow it to block the Abomination of Gadul as well. So a really
Right.
nice use of Feat of Resistance there from Andrew Brown.
And then we're going to be able to force away the Sultai Scavenger.
Correct, and bring it back down to a manageable level where the Alabaster Kieran can now block it
Right.
profitably. So, interesting. This is a big turn for Andrew. Uh-oh, that's a lot of mana. Oh, a throttle though.
Wow.
Wow, a throttle's huge because even with the Force Away, that's not going to be good enough. The Force Away is going to take care of the Scavenger here, but now Reid, I believe, he can just instantly recast it
Yeah.
anyway. It won't be a 5/5, but there also won't be a 3/4 Alabaster Kieran on the other side. So, yeah, thanks to the mana stumble here, and thanks for the 3-for-1 on turn 5 for
Yeah.
Reid, he has been able to now leverage, casting multiple throttles in a game, removal spells, and using up all that mana.
Okay. Abomination of Gadul hits for 3.
Yep.
And Reid is able to loot here.
Yeah, and he's going to loot, he's going to replay the Scavenger, and he's going to put himself in a spot where he can actually just
Wow.
kill Andrew next turn.
Looks like he's got a decision here.
I would guess not. It feels like, he's got to keep the Scavenger in his hand.
Oh, he
he
had
had a
a
Death Dealer.
Rakshasa Death
Yeah,
Dealer.
that's cute, but you know what's lethal? This.
Right,
And he's
he has
also
mana
left up Parapet,
Yeah.
yeah, which is just a backup plan. That's a Treasure Cruise off the top, I believe, and I don't think Andrew can do it. He can Treasure Cruise. Oh, I spoke too soon. He's
Yeah.
actually got tons of cards in the yard, so he can
Yeah.
actually Treasure Cruise for blue here.
Yeah. He's keeping that Icy Blast.
1, 2, 3, is that enough? 7? All right. So now we have a very live draw here. And he bricked. He drew an Abzan Battle Priest and 2 lands, I believe. Battle Priest, he
Land is fine.
but it doesn't get him out of it, right?
No.
I think Reid's going to win here. He's going to gain
Oh,
a
he
life.
goes to 7.
Yeah, he goes to 7, but the
Yeah,
parapet
that's
takes
it.
him down, and then he attacks for 6. So nice job by Reid Duke keeping that 2
Shows
open.
him-
That would have been an entire turn if he would have got greedy there.
Oh,
But
but
what
it
happened on the
doesn't
back table?
matter. JC
Owen
Tao
lost?
takes the match
Wow.
against Owen Turtenwald. Owen looked like he had stabilized.
It did, but JC Tao beat him. Eugene Hwang won his match, and Andrew Brown, they were going to get a game 3 against Reid Duke, but it is for naught. The Peach Garden Oath has fallen.
But Grand Prix Orlando champion Eugene Hwang lives to fight another day.
Yeah, played DC Whip at Grand Prix Los Angeles 2 weeks ago to a really